Hey everybody, welcome to the Ronline Report. Today's guest, one of the best and fastest rising stars in the classic physique division of the IFBB Pro League. Please welcome all the way from Texas, Logan Franklin. What's up, Logan?
Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for having me on.
We did not plan this, guys. Totally unplanned.
No, we didn't plan it at all.
He's got the 2019 version. This is the 2020, but very, very similar.
Close.
Yeah. So we haven't talked since January, which was we talked about a month after Olympia. You've had some time to really digest things and put things in perspective, make plans and all that good stuff. So, where was your head at in January versus where's your head at now?
January, I would say I was still very disappointed in myself. Right now, I've really just, gotten over, how I performed at the Olympia, how I showed up the day of. I'm kind of like, well, shit happens. Everyone misses their mark, at some point and on some point or another. Excuse me. Sorry, I just woke up. Yep. But right now I'm just focused on trying to continue balancing my physique, bringing more symmetry and just trying to get better.
Yeah, because I know you were bummed the placing. You were very disappointed because 9th place was not what you wanted. But put this in perspective. Terrence Ruffin, the last time he had done the Olympia before that in 2018, he took 9th place in Classic. He comes roaring back in 2020, got 2nd place. He beats freaking Breon Ansley, a 2-time champ. So, one bad showing. It's crazy how, as an athlete, I'm sure it's tough, but even the fans will turn on you like, oh, he sucks now. They don't understand.
Oh yeah. Oh, I got a lot of the oh, he only looks good on Instagram. He doesn't look good on stage. And I'm like, hold up. How did I look in, September at the New York Pro? How have I looked at at the last time I competed at the Arnold, all these other things. We just miss our mark sometime. And that's why this is, one of, if not the hardest sport in the world, because there's so many factors that come into play and you can mess your timing up very easily. It's very hard to hit things on the money every time, so.
See, I don't think people have never competed at that level, especially could never understand, you don't even know exactly when you're going to be on stage when you have, now it's going to be 11 divisions. It's 11 divisions now. My God.
Yeah. Because wellness is coming in.
Yeah. No, I like big butts, but still that's another division.
But I cannot lie, huh?
Got to sit through another division. It's okay. But, they don't understand. You can take pictures at 8 a.m. in your hotel room and look freaking inhuman, like a god, everything perfect, full, crisp, everything. But you get on stage at 12 or 1 and it's tough to hold that perfect balance. That's the toughest thing. You can be shredded and dry, or you can be big and full, but to be both at the same time, it's almost impossible.
I felt like mine was, I feel like I peaked maybe the day before or 2 days before the Olympia, and it just went downhill from there. I was still razor sharp in areas, but you could see if you look at, videos or pictures, in some areas I looked a little blurry, like my quads, and it was just weird. It was weird. It was upsetting, but it is what it is. Shit happens.
Yeah. Your body's always trying to get back to a normal a baseline, no matter what. Yeah. So once you hit that peak, it's like, you better hurry up and get on stage if possible. Yeah. But if it's 2 days before, or the day before, like I've talked to so many guys that come in flat, but they say I was eating, they tell me all the carbs they were eating and it just didn't matter. The metabolism was just going, whoa, it was burning
I was eating. Yeah, the last 2 days before the Olympia, I was eating, you can ask AJ, my coach at the time, I was eating 500 grams of jasmine rice every single meal. Wow. Except for maybe 1 or 2 meals. We would do some other things in there, like have a couple of cookies or a burger, I think, the day before. But it just didn't seem like it was enough, and I just got flatter.
Yeah, shit happens, man. Shit happens. But so the last time we talked in January, you had just started working with Milos Sarshev. And by the way, guys, check out the Leveroni report with Milos that was posted the other day. Awesome interview. We love Milos. So what kind of changes has he made? Mainly, I'm thinking to your diet plan. Are you eating a lot more, eating less? What's going on?
It's about the same. AJ had me eating a ton of food as well. I've been eating a lot of food for a while. And really right now, that's the hard part, is just staying consistent with eating that amount of food and not getting burnt out or feeling bloated all the time and all this and that. So it's really about the same food. But there's different things, like it's different, you know, it's hard to really explain, you know, you'd have to have gone through it to understand the differences, you know. But a lot of workout shakes and stuff, like pre-workout shakes, and then during the workout shakes, and then whenever you get home, a shake, you know, type of stuff. A lot of BCAAs, EAAs, creatines, you know, glutamine, L-leucine, all these other things, you know. It's like a concoction every few hours, you know.
It's funny because when we did this interview with Milos, and I was only able to talk to him at the very end because him and Kevin were, you know, going back and forth with old stories. So I was like just a fly on the wall. But I talked about how Milos basically pioneered this whole intra-workout thing. Because, you know, everyone talks about Oxygen Gym, how people go from all over the world and stay there and make all these gains. And it's like a training camp. Milos was doing that like, geez, 15 years ago out in his gym in California. And I remember, you know, they weren't talking about the insulin and that much stuff, but everybody, I remember Hide, Dennis Wolf, Dennis James, the late Luke Wood. There was about 20 or 30 top name guys that went out there, and they stayed there and trained, and he would put them through those crazy workouts, and he would have them drinking constantly, all these BCAAs and carb powder and everything. And they all made crazy gains in the amount of time they were there. So this whole intra-workout phenomenon, I unless I'm mistaken, I think he's the one that actually started all that.
Yeah, I definitely believe he's the guy that, you know, made that popular. He's the guy that revolutionized, you know, intra-workout shakes for sure. And it's a lot of volume. It's a lot of the shakes, a lot of the drinking, you know, it'll fill your stomach up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're used to drinking just water, which I assume you were drinking like water or Crystal Light most of the time when you
just water. Right? Yeah, I don't do a lot of the sweetened stuff. If I'm gonna drink anything other than water, it's gonna be Gatorade or Powerade, just because it's, you know, I feel like it's working towards something. You know, it's adding in more carbs, you know, a little bit more calories, and it's got like a baseline of water, I feel.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's what it was invented for, right? Gatorade was invented for the University of Florida football team, I believe, right? So
wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Gatorade, the Florida Gators. I think it's Florida. I don't know which.
That would make sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Gatorade.
You know, you're in Texas. You should know about football. I don't know jack about it. But was it an adjustment? Because I personally couldn't handle like intra-workout shakes. It really like rolled around in my stomach while I was trying to train. Was it like that for you at first?
There's the only day that it really affects me would be back day. I don't drink them on leg days because I will hack. I already hack like every single leg day, only sipping water. So the intensity is there, and I just feel like adding anything else in my stomach, trying to drink in between sets, is just fuck that.
Did you just say that you vomit on every leg day?
I've hacked for the last like 2 months straight. Yeah, you can ask Cash. Yeah, my trainer Cash, he has like this weird joy of making people hate their lives for like an hour and a half, you know.
Because I haven't seen one Instagram post of you vomiting. I guess it's not as.
You know, oh yeah, I've been staying kind of you know, undercover for the most part. I haven't really been making any updates, no training footage, you know. Yeah. I'm just trying to get back to the enjoyment of this, you know. I feel like I allowed a lot of the negativity and the, you know, the hate from some of the fans, not my fans, because they wouldn't be, you know, hating on me, but I feel like I allowed a lot of the negativity to kind of steal my joy, you know, and I shouldn't allow that. I had to remember what I'm doing this for, and that, you know, I've got a family and I've got a son that's looking up to me, and he's going to be watching to see what I'm doing in every single move that I make. So I'm not doing this for those people anymore. You know, this is really about me and my time now.
Yeah. I remember it was just, you know, you were never arrogant or you were never disrespectful. I never read anything that you posted that I would have construed as being disrespectful at all. But, you know, people can easily interpret confidence as arrogance. But,
oh yeah, that's the day and age we live in now. You know, everything on social media, you know, you got a lot of people that follow us and they think that they know us because of a post they see, and they want to, say something that they would never fucking say to our faces.
You know what? I made a video last week about how is bodybuilding easier or harder now, because I'm old and I can compare the eras. And the one thing that I feel bad for you guys in your era is the trolls and the anonymous haters. Because when I was your age in the sport, anybody want to talk shit to you, they had to come up to your face, or they would talk to someone and it would get back to you. But it was never anonymous. You couldn't just talk shit about somebody. There were always consequences. You were always going to be held accountable and liable for anything you said about. But now, geez, you look at the people that make these posts and then you click on it, 0 posts, 0 followers, no picture. They're troll accounts.
Straight up, man. Straight up.
Let's not give them any more energy. So
exactly.
Last year, New York Pro, you were 214. At Olympia, you were 213. We figured out that they measured you at 6 foot. Hopefully they're going to hold you at 6 foot and not get you under, because that would mean that you could be 230. So are you working on towards getting a lot closer to the limit, or do you think that even matters? Because I mean, you've been working on different body parts and everything, but general size has also been a concern, right?
General size, I would say, is a slight concern, because you still want to have that mass up there. You want to have that size up there. But to me, size isn't everything. I want to have, I'm working for ultimate aesthetics. I want to have everything completed with a tiny waist. I want everything to flow in conjunction with itself. And I want to create art, I don't want to just look big and everywhere like everyone else does, or not everyone else, but the majority of the guys nowadays. I'm trying to, exactly what the classic physique division is here for, to bring back a look that everybody, is like, what happened to this look? Okay, well, this is what we're working for now. That's really the main focus. I mean, the scale still isn't important to me as much, it's really just a shape, man. I don't care if I'm 230 or if it takes me to get to 235 or 240 to get to the point where I'm like, okay, this is everything that I have in my physique is exactly where it needs to be. My arms are completed, my back, my chest, my legs, calves, everything. And really where my weight falls is where it falls. And if that means that I have to move to the open division and be 240 pounds, then, one day that's where I'm going to be. But I'm just going to keep striving to bring the very best version of myself every single time and continuously improve on that.
Yeah, because the weight is a deceptive thing to really go by, because I want to say Bumstead, in his 2 wins, I don't think the weight was very different at all. I think in 2020, I believe he was a pound or 2 heavier, if that. But it looked.
I have no idea. I have no idea what these guys are weighing or hiding in at. I would like to see some of the guys, get heighted and weighted to make sure that it's accurate. Because a lot of these guys, I'm like, dang, weren't they maxed out their weight, a year, 2 years ago, and now they're making, mad gains. All of a sudden, they can make 10 pounds. Yeah. Doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, it's a little weird, but I don't want to,
Well, you guys have accountability, because at the athlete meetings where everybody's there, and I'm half the time I'm there with doing Instagram live for MD if they let me, if they don't have any objections, and we do see you guys get heighted, and I'm right there, and I'm because there's been incidents in the past with, like, years ago with 212 or 202, 212 divisions where I really wondered, are these guys even making the weight, or is somebody letting them slide just because of whatever? But now I'm sitting there, I'm looking right at the scale. I'm not listening to the guy calling out the number. I want to see if it's, 211 or 220, whatever it's supposed to be. So I don't think anyone's pulling any fast ones these days. If they are, I'll catch them. Oh man. But yeah, so how's training been like? Because last year was a totally different situation. Obviously, you were prepping for shows that were getting canceled. You were training. Well, I don't think your training was affected. I think that gym was pretty much you were open the whole time, it looked like. But
I managed to work out in somebody's gyms. They were closed, but they were allowing me to come in there, thankfully. Training right now, it's going pretty smooth. A lot of intense workout sessions. Just trying, like I said earlier, just trying to have the best workouts that I can every single workout, making sure that it's a productive workout rather than just going in there and working out and then getting done and be like, did I really improve anything though? Did I squeeze where I wanted to squeeze, how I wanted to squeeze? So really right now, every workout is just that, just trying to make sure that I'm hitting exactly where I'm focusing on, and completely annihilating it.
Yeah, because
if I can.
about a year ago when we were talking, you were really focused on chest and arms. Those are two areas you really want to bring up, and I think you did a really good job of doing that. So are you still working on those, or are there any other areas that have caught your attention that you're really trying to bring up right now?
Oh, definitely. I'm trying to bring up my calves. I want to bring up my calves to like the 19-inch range, 20-inch range, if I can get there one of these days.
Yeah.
Maybe in like 5 years I'll be at the 20, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, that's a big calf.
But
that's a big fucking
but
calf.
yeah, that'd be amazing, right?
Yeah.
But my triceps, I'm definitely going to be working on my triceps this year. Over the last like year and a half, or I think it was like February to March range last year, I started developing some pretty bad tendonitis in both elbows. So it was very difficult for me to get any kind of contraction in my triceps without having severe pain, like in the back of my elbow, like a deep bruise. I could just touch something and then it would feel awful. So right now I'm finally it's starting to get better. Like the last couple of arm workouts has been pretty smooth. I've been able to get pumps in my triceps again. So this year I'm really wanting to bring that tricep up so it'll accentuate my arm even more. My long head of my bicep, I'm focusing on getting my long head to develop some more. So from my side chest shots, my rear double bicep shots, or any shot with the arm, you're sticking your arm out, that long head's going to help push it up, so working on that. I'm still working on my chest. You can never have too big of a chest. Look at Arnold.
Yeah.
In my back, I'm just wanting to completely to continue developing my back. I want my lats to finish filling in. They connect to my waist, but I want them to fill in and pop out. I need that 3D look that I don't feel I have yet in my back, but we're working towards getting there. My upper back, especially, I feel like I've been so focused on trying to squeeze for my lats that I stopped really trying to squeeze my upper back.
Oh.
So yeah, so I've been making sure this year I'm trying to do both, so I feel like if I can bring up the thickness in my upper back and then, just continue to progress my lats and everything else to come up, the way that I train and progress, then I should be a little bit harder to beat this time around next time I'm on stage.
Absolutely. So I'm wondering, what you're looking at when you see a Physique and Milos, and you have people around you with good eyes, but did you go up to any judges after the New York Pro, after Olympia, to ask them, what they would like to see more of or different?
Honestly, no, I didn't, because I knew that I came in off, and I just feel like if I could have stepped on stage how I looked the Thursday before, I know a lot of people could say this, how they looked the days before or a couple days after, but that's not how it happened. But in my head, I'm like, damn, if I could have brought that the day of, maybe my placing could have been, a lot significantly higher. Maybe I could have cracked into that top 5,
Yeah.
So right now I'm just trying to continue to develop what I have. I feel like my shape is there. It's just a matter of certain muscles popping out a little bit more, to make the look more 3D. My posing is there, and it's only getting better. I'm really excited to, get on stage and do my next routine. I really want to blow it out of the water. So that's a box I'm checking off too. So just everything, man. I'm just trying to get better at everything that I can.
Does Milos have any input with your training, or is he strictly handling nutrition?
It's right now it's strictly nutrition, but he does give me advice if I ask. Right now my trainer is Cash Guidry, so he's in the gym. He's pushing me through workouts on specific days, like chest day, leg days, sometimes back day, but everything else is really just my eye, and I'm looking at my poses. I'm looking at my physique, how I look in certain poses, and where I feel that I need to bring up to look a certain way, to bring a shape that I'm aspiring to have.
So like I remember I've interviewed Bumstead since the Olympia a couple times, or I've heard interviews. He talked about a couple poses that he really wanted to improve. Rear double bicep for him was obviously the main one. Is there one pose that you looked at from the last few shows like, man, this can be way better. I want this pose to be better.
Every pose.
Every pose.
Every fucking
good
pose,
answer. Good
man.
answer.
Every fucking pose, man. But yeah, I would like my front double to look better from the waist down. You know, my quads, like I said, my quads look a little blurry on stage. I don't know how they would have looked if I would have nailed it, you know, but they were looking great, you know, but we don't know how it would have looked. So I gotta develop it better. I gotta work harder to bring that package. But that's what I would like to see come up as well, you know, from a visual standpoint. My rear double, for sure, I would like my rear double to come up because that means my back, you know, develop more to where I need it. So that right now, I guess, would be the biggest focus for me is just developing that back shot.
Right. So now we come to the important part. You need to qualify for the Olympia somewhere, somehow, someplace before the Olympia. I'm guessing because you haven't won it in Classic yet. I bet you're going to do it in Tampa. Am I right or wrong?
Oh man. Who knows?
Who knows? Do you have a show or you still haven't figured it out yet?
I was teeter-tottering with, honestly, the last couple months has been really hard for me trying to figure out if I was going to compete this year or if I was going to try to sit a year and come back, because I've been fighting two consciences. You know, one's telling me go back out there and redeem myself. The other's like, okay, well, fuck that. You know, I want to just come back and make it to where they can't find a flaw, you know, and then I'll come back and really have a chance to take over. But then, you know, it's that competitive side of me is telling me, it's like, well, I'm so focused whenever I'm on prep, and I make so much more of my progress in prep. It's amazing. Yeah. So, you know, that's the other side of the sword, you know, it's a double-bladed sword. But
taking a full year away from competition, I don't know. I mean, it can, if you really needed all that time to improve, yeah, that makes sense. But
which I don't think I'm going to do. You know, I was saying that, but you know, the last few days I've come to the conclusion that that's not necessarily what I should do. So I am eyeing a show this year. It's about that time frame, you know, in that August time frame, one of the last shows.
Yeah.
So
yeah, why prep for one show and then you got to wait another couple months for the Olympia?
Exactly. So I'm definitely eyeing the show, but
what do we got happening in August? Let's take a look.
I'm sure you'll figure it out once you see it.
You're going to Spain. Wow, awesome. Good for you. Wow. Yeah, because you got Tampa August 7th. You got the Europa Pro in Spain 14th. And are they doing Toronto? I don't know. Are they doing shows in Canada this year? I don't even know. I don't think you'd be doing Chicago's
Canada's pretty locked down right now. I don't know if they're doing any shows.
Chicago Pro is July 24th. Is that too far away?
Actually, that's pretty close. I didn't realize that was July 24th. No, it's I'll just go ahead and say it. You know, I'm targeting the Texas Pro.
Oh, I didn't know they're having it. Okay, good.
Yeah, it's August 13th or 14th. So yeah, that's where my focus is on. And yeah, I think that leaves like 18 weeks until that day. So yeah, it's gonna come quickly. So it's time to get to work.
And then you'll just have 3 weeks to roll into the Olympia from there, I think, right? Something like that.
Is it 3 or is it 6? I think it's 6. I believe it's 6. October something.
Dude, why
the first week of October?
I keep thinking the Olympia is in September. I'm living back in 1990. Yeah, because that's the show you wanted to do last year. You were prepping for that.
Well, I was gonna do the Dallas Europa last year. It was gonna be in June, but unfortunately, that's out of the question for me this year. It's just too soon. Like I said, I wanted to improve in areas, you know, and have significant, impactful improvements to where people, or the judges, whenever they see me on stage, are like, holy shit, okay, this guy has been working his ass off. So I want it to be noticed. I want everyone to be happy with the shape that I bring, and especially myself. I want myself to be happy with how I look on stage this time.
I can't remember. Are you a native Texan? Are you actually from Texas?
I grew up in Texas. I wasn't born here. I was actually born in Minnesota, but my family moved to Texas whenever I was 1 year old, and
Oh, okay, close
I've
enough.
lived here ever since, except for the time that I was in the military and I was all over the world.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, so the Texas Pro would be it's not just convenient because you live in Texas, but it's kind of an
yeah,
honor thing where you want that title to stay in Texas theoretically, I would think. Yeah.
yes, sir. And on top of that, it gives an opportunity for a lot of my family to come make it out. My dad gets to come to the show. I'm really excited for that. A lot of high school friends, childhood friends, family friends, just people that are starting to get interested in what I'm doing. They have an opportunity to come out and see what it's all about. And I'm excited for that. I'm excited to bring a little bit of excitement to the people that don't really know much about bodybuilding, that are just seeing me, personally on Facebook, that they grew up with me. And they're like, oh, shit, look at this guy, what he's doing. They have a chance to come out and see what's going on.
So put it in geographical perspective. Where in Texas is the contest versus where you are? Like hours in driving.
It's about 3 hours,
Oh,
3 to 4 hours, maybe, depends on traffic. So the show,
that's not bad.
I believe, is going to be in Dallas or Irving.
Yep.
I guess that's this one and the same. It's just a suburb of Dallas.
Yeah.
And I live in Spring, which is a suburb of Houston, so just below Dallas.
Yeah, I remember years ago, Adina, when she had my job, I thought Texas, all the cities were like close together, and she's like, dude, this one's like 8 hours. You got to drive 8 hours from here to here. It's like,
man, you can drive from one border of Texas to the other, and it'll take you 14 hours.
I did it years ago. I was like, when is this state going to end? Like, God, are we still in Texas? Oh God, it's like,
yep,
like driving from one end of Florida to the other, but worse. Yeah, it's a long state, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, cool. Well, last question. How's your boy? How's he doing, Reese?
Man, thank you for asking. He's getting big. He's all over the place, walking and getting into things. We just finally got, the cabinets and stuff baby proofed. So yeah, he's growing, man. It's amazing. And it's just, I'm truly grateful and blessed to be able to experience this, not having, a normal job where I'm going and working all day, or being in the military still. Now that I have a son, I think about a lot of the brothers in the military that I had that had children, and now we're sacrificing so much to, be to fight for America and be away from their family. So it's just, man, it's a blessing for sure, being able to be here and experience everything.
Is he one yet? Did he turn one?
Not yet. He's turning one in a couple of weeks.
Wow. So I'm guessing he's walking already. Huh?
Oh yeah, he's been walking. He started walking when he was almost 10 months old. Yeah.
I remember you posting a picture of video. I don't know how young he was. It was ridiculous. He was doing like a plank or something. Wasn't he doing like it looked like he was doing a plank, and he was like,
yeah, he was in a push-up position at 5 months old. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
Those Logan jeans. Okay. Well, cool, man. Well, it's been really good catching up. Glad to hear everything's doing well. I follow you. You don't post as much lately, but you post enough to see that you're still staying in phenomenal condition. You don't get fat and puffy at all, and you're still making gains, which I like to see people showing that that's possible, because who wants to see a whole world of fat meatheads looking disgusting?
Man, I'm like terrified of growing my waist. So I think for me, staying leaner in the off season is the only choice for me to have full faith that I'm keeping it tight. So yeah, it's a lot of work, that's for sure. You got to eat a lot of clean food to make gains, but I'm up for the challenge.
Yeah, well, you're looking great. I'm glad. I don't think I'll make to a Texas show, but definitely be at the Olympia. But I'll be keeping an eye on you, of course. You're one to watch, everybody. This guy right here, because like
Thank you, bro.
At the Olympia, the two people that stood out to me the most as like possible future Mr. Everythings were you and Wesley Vissers from Amsterdam. Very impressive. Yeah. Both of you.
I love his shape as well. Yeah.
Yeah. And neither one of you did that well.
I think Wesley's, like you said, he's right there too. He just has a few things. If he can bring up a few things, he's going to be very dangerous. So we'll see what we can do with our weight that we're given. And, you know, one of these days we're going to be up there again together and battling it out for sure.
Well, I could see you guys like 1 and 2 at some contest soon. I could see it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I can see it, man.
Best
It'll be
man.
crazy.
Go for America. Logan wins. Anyway. Cool, man. Well, thank you so much, Logan. Really good catching up. What is your Instagram so people can check that out?
Just Logan_Franklin.
Logan_Franklin, everybody. Not to be confused with all the other Logan Franklins. Logan_Franklin. Check him out. He's on Facebook at Logan Franklin Athlete, I believe. Something like that.
Yeah.
Or IFBB Pro.
Yeah.
You'll find him, guys.
No, I don't. Yeah.
He
It's
looks like
just
that.
Logan Franklin.
All right, cool. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching Ronline Report with this man, classic physique champion, Logan Franklin. We'll see you next time.